Hit record. This movie hits especially home for me since I'm in Fort Lauderdale, home of where the Parkland shooting took place. What kind of research did you do for Melancholia? Did you explore maybe the news feeds or past news articles, at least about this particular shooting?
Yes, I did read about Parkland, and Jorge, our director and writer, producer. I don't want to say inspired, but the events that took place in Parkland were the ones that, motivated him to write this story. And I know that later on, his niece was also in the middle of another shooting here in California, which was also detonating, for him to write the story. I was offered the opportunity to speak to one of the mothers, and to tell you the truth, I thought about it for a long time, and I didn't feel I was ready to talk to one of the mothers. I just try to imagine what it would be like. I am a mother. I have a 7-year-old girl. She was born here in this country. Actually, we moved here from Mexico City when I was pregnant. And the one concern as a mother, as a parent, that my husband and I, the one concern we've had ever since we moved to this amazing country is the gun control issue. So when Jorge pitched me the idea, I automatically got goosebumps, and I said, I'm in. We have to talk about this. This is a very important issue, and we have to talk about it. So I said yes without even reading the script. He sent me the script later, and when I finished reading the script, for a moment, I thought that I was not going to be able to, to be Dolores, that it was that this movie was so powerful, and this character was so powerful, and so I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And then I thought, this is life, putting me in a position to challenge myself and to go where I don't want to go deep into where I don't want to go, where nobody ever wants to go, and to talk about topics that I never ever want to talk about, and to try to put myself in that position. So it's definitely been the biggest challenge of my acting career, and one of the life-changing events of my life, to be able to go through that journey and face my deepest fears through Dolores.
What kind of insight or maybe advice did Jorge offer you then when you were stepping into this role, based on maybe his niece's experiences or even just his own personal trajectory for who Dolores is in this role?
Well, he talked a lot about in his own experience, what he went through with his niece. Talked a lot about the fear, I'm trying to think the word in English. I'll come up with it in a second. When you don't, those hours when you don't know how your family member, if she's okay, she's there, but you don't know exactly if she's okay. So he's been very, very connected with the whole issue, with the gun control issue in this country and the shootings. He's done a lot of research. He was sending me, actually, because we shot this at the beginning of last year of 2020, before the pandemic. And I remember he kept sending me almost every day news of a different shooting somewhere in the country. So we would talk about that all the time, about the importance of putting this issue on the table and talking about it and imagining the pain. And especially, it was very important for him to talk about what the family members that get left behind go through. So that was basically what we talked about.
Dolores is so robotic, though, with her day-to-day activities. She's a nurse and she's doing her job to help others, but she's obviously still so deep in grief over the loss of her child. Is that something that you really... I'm trying to see, is she not ready to heal yet? Is she not ready to move on? Is she just still purposely living with this open wound because she's not ready to let go of her child? Or is this, something she's just feeling like she's going to hold on to forever?
I think she's keeping herself alive because she has no option, because she wakes up every single day and she's still alive. I don't think she wants to be alive, though, and I think that's why she keeps doing her job. She's connected to death all the time. Her patients are all terminal patients. They're all going to die at any moment. So I think she's basically dead inside. So she like you said, she's just surviving. She's mechanical. The only thing she's feeling is deep pain, anger, and sadness. So she's just surviving.
How does it affect, though, her relationship with her husband? I mean, he's very supportive of her, but he also wants her to kind of move on and realize that she's still alive and has a life to live.
Yeah, I think they go in completely opposite ways in the way they are facing grief, and that's how it is. Every human being goes through grief in different ways. She doesn't want to let go. I think she feels that if she goes on with her life, if she smiles, if she starts living and enjoying things, she'll be like betraying her child.
Right.
I think that's what she feels like, that if I keep living and if I enjoy my life and if I smile, it's like you never existed. It's like you never lived. It's like I didn't have you. That's what I'm trying to think. And even as I say it, I get goosebumps because
Sure.
I don't even want to imagine what that's like. But I can totally understand, totally connect with that feeling. I actually knew someone who already passed away, a mother who lost her child when he was 19 years old. She never recovered. She couldn't. She was alive, but she wasn't. And I think that's how she felt. She felt like she couldn't ever enjoy anything again because she felt that she would be betraying his memory. And I think that's what Dolores feels.
One of the most powerful scenes in the entire movie is when she confronts the shooter's mother. Talk about filming that scene. Was it beyond difficult for you?
Yes and no, because that's the one scene where we're all together, the entire cast, and both Laura Flores and Plutarco Asa, who plays my husband, they're both Mexican. We're all Mexican. We all grew in Mexico City. We've known each other for a long time, but I hadn't seen them in a while. So it was nice to be together all day. It was a long day. It took a lot of hours. It was deep and it was powerful. And it was, I mean, the moment we were shooting, yes, it was hard, but at the same time, it felt so good to be doing it with people that I knew and to be together, all of us together that day. And, just being together felt so good, and lunch break was fun. And I mean, it's funny, but when you're not shooting, I mean, when you're in the scene, you just connect with that pain and with that tragedy, and it's so powerful and so deep that whenever Jorge said cut, it was like, oh God, thank you. Now I can relax. Now I can smile. Now we can have some lunch. So it was both. It was fun, and it was hard and deep.
What do you hope viewers really take away from watching this film?
I hope two things. I think, and I speak, I think, for Jorge and myself, we hope that we can talk about gun control a lot more, that we can talk about the fact that it's an issue in this country, and we also hope that we can talk about hospice patients, that, you know, because that's one thing that Dolores has in common with her patients. She's completely alone, completely secluded from and abandoned in a way from her loved ones. And these patients are going through the same. Most of their families have abandoned them or don't take care of them, or they're just, I mean, they're just not there. So both Dolores and her patients are going through loneliness and sadness, and I think that's also something that you know, that we could talk about, these hospice patients and the way that we're not taking care of them.